Yeah. Hello everyone. What we're going to try and do here today is show you just making up some super frames for your beehive. Just what we want to end up with. So these are the supers. Come word, you can get them without wire. And just going to show you how I make them up. So we'll grab these apart now and see what happens. Grab yourself in these boxes, you can buy these and the whole frame parts will come in here. So I have some here. So what I normally do is these can be machined not all the way down, and what you can do is just run a blade from a Stanley knife, okay, along this section, and this will pop off. This section will all pop off and you can just hold this section apart. Down here then, from this box, you will have the other side pieces and the two long parts across the top that will eventually hold in and support the wax foundation. So I normally use a small little hammer like this and I just kind of tap them. So if I tap them in, just make sure that that part is facing in towards this section, because it's no use putting it in that way because you want the wax to go in that side, okay? So, and it can happen, we all done it, and then you realise afterwards, oh, I made a mistake. So short piece is the part we took off this, which is where the wax is going to be held in, and these are the other two sections that come around. Look, they're longer, so there's no way you're going to mix this up, okay? So you can put that apart or aside. Just throw these onto the top here. I usually put the two of them on together. I don't know why, but you look, that's the reason. I usually put my finger there, okay, and just line them up just with the edge. And I'm using a staple gun, a compressor gun. So, and the reason why is because I have a load to do. And I just pop them in, turn it around. Same again, make sure it's level. Make sure it's flush, because you need to make sure that these all fit together. So again, with the staple gun or the compressor gun, tap them in. Now, a lot of you don't have compressors and won't need them. You'll only do, some of you can buy them made up, but you can use these and use a small little pin. Usually, here we go, I'll probably get a pin. There's a small little panel pin and they'll be about this size. And what you can do is just, you can literally pin them together with a hammer. So what we all started with was just tapping away, tap away, pin them all together, and that's how we all started. But in my case, I have too many frames to make up, so compressor is a lot faster and a lot handier. Now, when it comes to the wax, you can buy the wax in boxes, pre-wired, and that's the way it comes, all wrapped up and lovely for you. These have 3 on the bottom in wires where the wire comes through and 2 on the top. Put the 3 on the bottom, but I normally feed it in at an angle, and that helps me because it can be a bit awkward. So just make sure these are straight down for the minute. Just feed it into the groove that you're after nailing in, and then as you get the last pin in, okay, just straighten it back up, and then just grab your 2 thumbs and your forefinger on that, and then just pull it across, and it'll actually feed into the grooves. Where the end, we flip this over, where the part is where you've just taken out the timber, turn the little end pieces up, and this will be when you push the frame, the timber frame part, or that little part that you've just cut out, you'll be putting that back in. So make sure it's all pushed down and flush. So these are all fit. If you've done all your measurements and the thing all kept right, it will fit. Push this in and hold it there nice and tight. Remember, and I'm going to say this, remember, if you're pinning either with a compressor or a hammer and you're putting the pin in, pin it in that way, through the wire and into the wax. And I'll explain why. So, into the middle. Same again. And the reason you're going to do that is, if you don't pin it, and a lot of people go to pin through here, okay, the wax can slip. So I'm just going to turn those little tabs back over. The wax can slip, and if you notice after a while, and some have opened the hive, you'll see the wax will be down here. And a big gap on the top here. So, these need to be pinned. The rest of them needs to be pinned. And the reason what will happen is, and I'll show you, I have these small ones in these pins, and out they'll come. Making sure that you don't have any pins left in if you do have a compressor. These are 20mm, a bit longer. Fit them, and the reason what I do is I usually pin the side of the frame, and this will hold this other section in. Flick it over. Now you can go through the top if you want to. Alright. And that will ensure that you have it pinned there. Okay, the sides. You've pinned in the wax and you've pinned the frame together. There's no fear of that coming apart. That's grand. Now, what I normally do is normally get a marker for the year that I'm working on. I had a marker here, I don't know what I'm about to do. Normally I date them here. So for this year it'll be 23. So then when I open them up I know. But look, you'll know when the wax needs changing. As I said, I'm going to eventually do is literally that's what you're looking for at your end result. So these will be going on to a hive. So I have another couple to make up. I hope it helps, and look, take your time and you'll get there, okay? And thanks again for watching.